On your mark, get set. Let's go.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up?
Good morning. Kevin Durant, you should have left California.
This bronsexual upset me in having to bring this teenage idiot from Wisconsin into a sports conversation. Are you really surprised the Cowboys are giving up on Ezekiel Elliott?
Whoa. Hell no! Well, no one cares about baseball.
Bitch, are you for real?
Good morning, everybody.
I don't know
Welcome
why
to
I cannot hear
Snowman in the morning with Cole Johnson. Unfortunately, my partner is on location. Can he hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Good.
I forgot to push a button on my. Oops.
Okay, well, with Brian Snow, the founder of Snowman in the Morning, Brian Snow, I am Cole Johnson. Welcome to the fantastic, fabulous, freaky football
Friday edition of the best morning show on the planet. And thank you, Sam Shady, for that vote of confidence. We are loaded today, as we are every Friday. Sam Shady joins us at 8:35. 9:05, we welcome Ben Sutter.
Really?
And y'all already know what's at the bottom of the hour. So, sometime during the show, Chris Bates will join us. Wise will join us.
That's right.
That's right. See, I feel good because I've slept.
Mm-hmm.
I got a real good sleep.
Oh, that's good.
Mm-hmm. Now, what kind of business do we have to do right now? Oh yeah, I'll let you handle this. We like to call this the whip around. It's presented by Fanatics.
Here we go. So the Shadow Realm hosted a playoff game again. It was the Sixers and the Nets. The final score of that game was 102-97. Of course, there's a lot of drama. We'll touch lightly on it a little later on this segment. But basically, the particulars, you had James Harden with 21. We'll talk about him a little bit later. Tyrese Maxey led all scores all Sixers scores to 25. Tobias Harris chipped up 15. Joel Embiid, the MVP possible frontrunner, 14 points, 10 boards.
Nope. No MVP for Embiid.
Meanwhile,
I'm sorry, did I say that aloud?
meanwhile for the Nets,
For the Brooklyn,
it's
for the Brooklyn mess.
yes, Mikal Bridges led all scorers to 26. Dinwiddie chipped in with 20. Claxton chipped in with 18. He had a little bit of issues as well. And Johnson chipped in with 17, but of course it was not enough. As now Brooklyn goes down 3 games to none. I agree. Game 4 takes place tomorrow. And thankfully,
You're out. I'm sorry.
And
Thankfully, the Brooklyn Mets will be sent back into the Shadow Realm where they belong.
And they will be swept in the first round for the second consecutive year.
Because last year it was at the hands of the Boston Celtics. This year it'll be at the hands of the Philadelphia 76ers, who will go on to face the Boston Celtics and get obliterated. Oh, did I say that aloud?
Yes, you did. The Suns and the Clippers, Game 3. Everything looked fine for the Clippers. They got the game they needed.
Can we pass on that game, please? Just eliminate. Just eliminate both. Eliminate both teams, and everybody moves on. I'm sorry.
Well, the Clippers got the game they needed in Phoenix. Everything seemed to be fine, and then Kawhi went Kawhi. And because of his departure, that opened the door for the Suns, and both teams decided not to play defense, but
that's obvious.
They went into Crypto.com arena and pulled out a 129-124 victory. It was powered.
It's a crypt joint.
Right. It was powered by Devin Booker's game high 45. It was also paced by Kevin Durant's 28 on 8 of 15 shooting for him. 18-29 shooting for Booker. Craig chipped in for 15. Aiden chipped in with 12. Chris Paul, people who called him the point guard, chipped in with 11.
Which he's not.
I agree.
I'm sorry. Did I say that aloud? He wasn't a point guard. He wasn't a point guard even before he left Wake Forest.
And that outpaced Highland on the bench with 20, Mann with 10, and the scorers, Powell scoring for 42, and Westbrook scoring 30 with 12 assists and 8 boards.
This mention of the Brooklyn Mets is brought to you by Shadow Realm Wireless, the only network guaranteed to carry your voice anywhere, be it the Shadow Realm or the Barclays Center.
Oh, Lord. So the Suns.
Hey, that's your fault for reading that ad like that yesterday.
Oh, Lord. So the Suns and Clippers will play again tomorrow. Game 4 is there. The Suns are up 2 games to 1. This series is far from over.
In the crypt joint. This series is over. Can we just...
James Harden calls ejection unacceptable, along with Joel Embiid receiving a flagrant foul for kick. The Arizona Cardinals revealed a new uniform.
Beautiful.
And then we get to the game you want to talk about. The Kings won up 2 games to none. They went to San Francisco to play the Warriors
and
without Draymond Green.
And the champs responded with a 114-97 victory in the Chase Center in San Francisco. The Kings now lead that series 2 games to 1. And if there was a must-win, I want to dedicate a part of a segment to this, but if there was a must-win game for Golden State in the midst of their dynasty, it was last night, and they responded.
Yes, and definitely they responded. Leading charge is, of course, Stephen Curry, who people called him not clutch in games 1 and 2 with 36.
He was clutch last night.
Yeah, 6 of 12 from 3. Yes, he definitely was clutch last night. Poole followed it up with 16. Klay Thompson with 13. You had Andrew Wiggins pacing things with 20. Moody off the bench with 13. That was good enough to outpace the up-and-coming upstart Kings with De'Aaron Fox, the clutch player of the year, the inaugural winner of that award, 26 points for him. Barnes with 17. Huerta with 13. And Sabonis, who is still trying to heal up from that boot to the boot to the chest by Draymond Green with 15 on shooting and 16 boards.
I like this Kings team. Now I know a lot of people gonna come after me.
I love this Kings team.
Saying you don't know what you're talking about with basketball. 3 years ago on this show, I said aloud, "Watch out for the Sacramento Kings."
Yeah,
it took them a little longer than what I had anticipated, but here they are.
Well, the thing was, they had the pieces; they just needed the right coach.
And Mike Brown was. And congratulations to Mike Brown being the, as I correctly predicted, not only the coach of the year, but I believe for the first time ever, we have a unanimous winner of the coach of the year.
And that was well-deserved because nobody saw the Kings play the way they did.
Nope.
Show of hands. Yeah.
Kingsley 2-1. And
Game 4 is on Sunday. It's in San Francisco. Show of hands. Who thought the Kings this year would end up with 48 wins and the third seed in the West? Yeah, so I thought. Only one hand. That's what I thought I'd see. Because just about nobody thought that. But congratulations to the Kings on their season. They're still up 2-1.
And congratulations on the Kings winning the Pacific Division as well in a runaway.
Yeah.
They ran away with the Pacific Division. And I said 2 years ago, while I was still living in North Carolina, to watch out for the Kings. Nobody believed me. I've said it the last 3 years.
Yeah.
I've said it the last 3 years. And this, go ahead.
I was saying it turned out the Pacific Division this year turned out to be the most competitive because all 5 teams made it to the playoffs. So,
well, good luck to the Kings and the Warriors, because I can honestly say, even though I do cover the Warriors and cheer for the Warriors, I cheer for the Kings also. So do not be surprised if this is decided in Sacramento in a 7th and deciding game.
Yeah, Wise and I talked about that yesterday.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, we basically said that it's for the Warriors, it comes down to getting one and golden one. And if they can advance.
Yep.
I'm not going to say it's a tough or tall order, but I'm going to say it's not going to be as easy as people think.
No, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy, especially with the way the Warriors played on the road.
Yeah.
Let's dive into this. We got any more notes?
That is it for today's Whip Around.
Let's take a break. And when we come back, we'll dive in deeper to the Warriors' win over the Kings and how much fun this rivalry is going to be going forward. Because in the Pacific Division, in my opinion, it's all about the Kings and the Warriors. We'll take a break and we'll come back and we'll discuss that further with Cole Johnson. I'm the Snowman. This is Snowman in the Morning. We are back in a flash.
'Cause we take.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
The original Think Drink is back. Level up with proven ingredients formulated to crush your competition. No gimmicks, no jitters, no messing around. Just high-potency results that keep you moving day or night. There's a new nerd in town, and we came to play. Nerd Focus. Smarter than energy.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the high five strangers got. Game-winning interception. First down. Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
This is a BS3 Network presentation. Politics.
They'll write the law, but they'll enforce it differently. Is that going to apply both ways?
Religion.
God never said that we can't reason together. Matter of fact, he said, let us sit and reason together.
Relationship.
I believe that everybody wants and needs somebody.
From a man's perspective.
They say, girls, if I put some polish on that and buy some different clothes, girl, he could be a winner chicken dinner.
Join the thought engineer
There's nothing wrong with me developing my piece and you developing your piece, but understand the goal is to come together.
and comedian John Yogi.
Negro, I don't need you putting on no chapstick up there in the pulpit. You do that over there in your chair.
Get ready for Live every Monday at 7 p.m. Central.
Jason Whitlock. This is you see this Vicola. You're right. The Bizarro Wise gets brought out by. I found out what brings out Bizarro Wise. Jason Whitlock. He's a moron. He's a moron. He joins Dave Portnoy and Keith Olbermann as morons of the year. There will be added more names later on this year. I'm sure of it. I'm almost positive before the end of the year there'll be at least 15 more names on that list.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
And I think on the New Year's episode, I'm going to announce moron of the year.
Thank you, Jason Whitlaw, for giving us another segment.
And thank you, Bizarro Wise. Catch Mentality every Monday, 2 p.m. Eastern on the Comey Media Inc. YouTube channel, 8 p.m. Eastern on Real Wise TV. And the television replay comes your way 5 p.m. every single Thursday, 5 p.m. Eastern on BS3 and Roku. And it also will come your way on Snowman Multimedia Sports 5 nights a week. And we thank you for your support. I thought I would not stop laughing. I watched that episode, fabulous episode. I'm getting that part of the podcast center together today in between this show and have a mic debate on the Brian Snow Show as we talk NFL draft. But I thought you were going to die from laughing when Wise went off.
I thought I was going to die from laughing again when I edited the video. I'm
yeah.
Like, oh my gosh.
Oh boy.
It was hilarious. That was
it was.
And,
All right.
and I knew it was going to come that way because I had it planned for a couple weeks. I was like, okay. All right, so I know I'm going to have to.
Oh, you had this plan. You had this planned.
Yeah, I had that episode. I had that segment planned for sure. I'm like, oh Lord, this is funny.
You rascal! You had it planned, and boy, did you execute that plan.
Yes.
Speaking of execution,
go ahead, sir.
I thought we were going to talk Warriors, but with the news that my partner put in this, give me my take right now.
Well, before that,
but
and now batting, the man who wants to rub it in McCoffey's face with the Rangers up 2-0 in the Stanley Cup playoffs first round. Number 420, Wise El Jefe. Number 420. Good morning, sir.
See, I wasn't going to bring that up.
Yes, you were.
I wasn't. Is McCarthy all right?
Why the you lying? Why you always lying?
You weren't going to bring that up.
I wasn't.
Play it again.
The first game.
Play it again.
Why the you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my gosh. Stop lying. Always lying to me. You lying so much. You making it hard for me. Yeah.
It rhymed with his response.
As soon as
you really had to go there, Cole?
Yeah. I didn't bring it up, Ryan. I didn't bring it up. I was gonna.
Sure, he did. Look at that 2 foot.
I was gonna wait.
Look at that 2 foot smile on his face.
On in the day to make sure you was fully.
What, like 60 seconds after this show ends?
No, I was gonna message him later on to make sure he was okay. Like, I didn't want him to go over the deep end and stuff.
Yeah, 5-1 was the final. 5-1 was the final last night in Newark, New Jersey. The Rangers are indeed up 2-0. Outscoring the Devils 10-2.
Believes what Wise just said.
Nobody. Who believes that? Who believes that Wise was not going to rub it in the face of McCoffey after what the Rangers did to the Devils in the first 2 games of their playoff series?
I didn't rub the first game.
They took 2 games in Jersey. You weren't going to talk about it.
I didn't rub the first game in his face.
Yes, you did.
I did. I just asked him if he was okay.
That's rubbing in his face.
No, I wanted to make sure my brother was doing fine after such a tremendous ass whooping that his double took 2 games in a row.
Like I said,
I gotta make sure my brother was okay.
Like I said, the Rangers took 2 games in Newark, and you were not going to rub it in Ryan's face. You were going to feign being a caring brother and say, Ryan,
what's wrong? Brother, my ass.
What's wrong? I'm so sorry that
He was celebrating during the regular season when they were beating our ass.
I'm like,
and you're getting even.
Yes, I'm so sorry that
this is where it matters.
Yeah, I'm so sorry that
your
Devils.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm so sorry
right.
that your Devils. They scored over 100 points for the season, but they look like they haven't got out of the starting block in the playoffs. What's wrong? Are you okay? Yeah, I can see you doing that.
Yeah, that's how it was going to be. Exactly how it was going to be.
Talking mad trash, like I thought.
Trays.
But Ryan answered your question. He says, not great, Wise, not great.
Nicola, technically, it is mentality today.
Y'all about the Summer Bizarro Wise, it is not even mentality today. Oh, Lord.
Look, Bizarro Wise is everywhere because he was with me yesterday on my afternoon show, cutting it up.
Oh, really?
Speaking of cutting it up, got to do this. I got to pay some homage to a fellow cancer winner. Forget a survivor. He's a winner. Give it to me.
Here we go. This deserves. Yes. And the author of Give Me This Camera, Brian Snow.
34-year-old Liam Hendriks, a closer for my beloved Chicago White Sox, is a winner because he is in remission from his fight with cancer. He posted a picture with he and his wife, Christy. His last treatment was on April 5th. How about that? 1 day after my surgery, 1 year and 1 day after my surgery to beat cancer, Liam Hendriks is cancer-free. He made the announcement on Instagram Thursday and shared a slideshow of photos that document his battle against non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, a type of cancer that begins in your lymphatic system, according to the Mayo Clinic. One photo included a picture of Hendriks and his wife, Christy, smiling together in a hospital bed. He captioned the gallery, "Remission. I didn't do it right." He captioned the gallery, opened it.
Quote.
"Remission. It's official."
Close quote. I'm so sorry to do this in your Snowman's take, but it's deserved.
Give it to me. Give it to me. So just like me, Liam Hendriks is a winner against cancer. He gave cancer a tiger uppercut, and he is in remission. Now, when he will come back to the team, we don't know. I discussed it with Victor. We're thinking right around the All-Star break. So if Renato Lopez can hold it down,
hallelujah.
Shut up. So if Renato Lopez can hold it down until Hendricks gets stronger and healthier, because he said he will be back with the Chicago White Sox. And I can't wait to see him come out of the bullpen. They ought to play Quiet Riot's "Bang Your Head" when Hendricks comes into the game. That should be his entrance song, just like in homage to the greatest closer to ever do it, Mariano Rivera, number 42, comes into Enter Sandman. But Liam Hendricks, my brother, I hope I get a chance to meet you soon and shake your hand and give you a hug and tell you congratulations, just like everyone has told me congratulations in beating cancer. Cancer has taken a lot of people. It didn't take me, and it didn't take you. I am so happy. I was so happy when I got that news, and that alert came across my desk last night. And I know he's itching to get back to work just the same way as I was itching to get back to work. A year and a day after I had my surgery to remove a cancerous tumor, pancreatic cancer, a cancer that I wasn't supposed to survive. Hell, Duke Hospital told me and my wife, your husband's going to be in a box. You need to get your affairs in order. My wife said, F that mess.
Oh, comforting.
And Liam Hendricks did the same thing. Number 31 for the Chicago White Sox. Man, give me that praise dance again. I feel like dancing. Give me that praise dance. Give it to me.
I figured you did. Because that's what I'm saying. Thank you, Jesus.
Give it to me. Give it to me.
Yeah. Well. Get down! Damn! Yeah.
Man.
Congratulations, Liam.
The late, great Jim Valvano said it best. Cancer can take away all my physical abilities. It cannot touch my mind. It cannot touch my heart. It cannot touch my soul. And those three things are going to carry on forever. Well, Jim Valvano, it may have taken you, but you have two survivors that are forever in your corner that kick cancer square in the ass. Different methods, sure, but the end result was the same.
Don't matter.
We kicked cancer square in the ass for you. And for my dad, William Otis Snow Jr., and my mom, Myrtle Snow, who unfortunately succumbed to the disease, I'm here. I feel like I'm 10 years old when I'm going to be 51 in July. And now we got another survivor in Liam Hendricks.
That's right.
You want someone that survived cancer? There you are. You want someone that survived cancer and got back to playing the sport? Does the name Mario Lemieux mean anything to y'all?
Another survivor.
I mean, he not only survived cancer, he put the sweater on, number 66, and kept doing it. Yeah. And one of his teammates also survived cancer and put the sweater back on. Does the name Yaromir Yager mean anything to you? I have believed this since I was a child because my dad instilled it in me, and through his spirit, my daughter's spirit, and my wife's spirit, you can do, be, and defeat anything that comes your way. Any blank thing. When the disease hit me, I almost said, screw it. But then I thought, nah, I still got work to do. When we got diagnosed, my wife Jody looked at me and said, what are we going to do? I said, we're going to figure this out, and I'm going to kick cancer square in the ass. She smiled, she gave me a hug and a kiss and said, that's my husband. Christy, your husband has kicked cancer in the ass. And I know you to be a dutiful wife, and you were there with him every step of the way, and I know you're excited as I to see him back on the mound, hopefully this season. And I think it's going to happen. No. Change my sentence. I not only think it's going to happen, I know it's going to happen. Just like when I came out of the hospital and I rested for a month, and May 2nd last year, I got back to work. I built up my strength from 15 minutes to now 2 hours, and then I take a break, and then I got another ass kicking show that I do in the afternoon. Lock in 2 o'clock. Lock in 2 p.m. Eastern time. I know Liam Hendricks is itching to get back to work. And the same way I was when I came out of the hospital after my cancer surgery. I did it, he did it, and there are some people that are going to do it as well. Liam Hendricks, this Southsider is proud of you. No, F that. We all are proud of you. We all are proud of you. Because like I and a few others, names that I've mentioned, Mario Lemieux, Yaromir Yager, you beat a disease that a man has no business beating according to society. Well, F society and F cancer. We did it, you did it, and we're going to keep doing it. Period. I always say at the end of my show, dream big, do bigger. Well, last year my dream was to kick cancer in the ass, and I did it. Same with yours. And I know part of yours is to get back on the mound and start closing some White Sox winners. Can't wait for the day that you return to the mound. I will be watching. Hell, I probably will be live streaming at SOB. Just so I can keep my play-by-play chops when one day I take the seat of the voice, of the radio voice of the Chicago White Sox. Oops, did I say that aloud? Hell yeah, I said it aloud. That's a dream job, and damn it, I'm going to get it. Even if it's not with the White Sox. That's a dream job of mine, and I'm going to get it. As a professional baseball voice within a year. And also within a year, and, you know, something Wise and Cole and Jody, my wife, and all of my friends have told me, if you got to go, speak it aloud. Here it is, especially to the hey haters. I'm going to go from 0 to 1 billion. And that's before the decimal point within 1 year. Stop me if you dare. Stop Liam Hendricks if you dare. Because you're talking about survivors of one of the deadliest diseases on the planet. Sako Koivu, and he came back for the 0-2 playoffs and helped the Canadians upset the Bruins in the first round. How's that? Not only can it be done, but it has been done, and it will continue to be done. Period. Take that, cancer. And F you and F the Cubs. That's Snowman's take. What is yours?
So this is the Snowman's version of F Boston. Lord have mercy.
Now, with all that emotion out, here is Sam Shady.
Good morning.
Good
fellas.
morning,
How's it
Sam.
going?
Good morning, Sam.
Good morning, Sam.
How you guys doing this week?
Doing good. How are you, man?
I cannot
Man.
complain. Excited it's finally Friday.
Man, Sam, we love having you on each and every Friday. And I knew it was one of the best decisions for the show to have you come on. So to say that we appreciate you coming on and sharing your knowledge and just hanging out with us every Friday, man, we love you. And thanks for coming on. We really appreciate you, man.
The feeling is mutual, trust me.
Let's dive in. Week 10 in the XFL is here. It's this weekend.
Yes, sir.
Your thoughts going into week 10?
Well, I'm honestly, I don't want to put it this way, but I'm almost kind of trying to fast forward through this week because I want to see the rush of NFL signings after the season. And
Same.
I know you've come to expect me with a hat on. I apologize, I couldn't find it right before I got on.
Oh, you're fine, dude.
No, you're good.
You're good. You're good, dude. You're good.
Gotta wear the hat. It's my signature thing, I guess.
No, you representing your Philadelphia Eagles and Fly Eagles Fly. That is your signature.
That's
all
true.
right.
That's true.
Owner of the Shady Sports Network, one of the best and up and coming networks in the country. No, F that, in the world. That's your signature.
Thank you.
You reporting on leagues no one gives two F's about. That's your signature. And by the way, Sam, you've hooked me into learning about these other football leagues, indoor and outdoor, to the point where a friend of yours and I will present CFL Weekly next month. As we dive in and cover the Canadian Football League, I have to thank you personally for that intro.
Absolutely.
Before I get too emotional, back to business. Who does what in the final week?
Man, it's going to be an interesting week. I mean, obviously, we got a lot of playoff ramifications coming down this week. My big question is what's going to happen with the Seattle game and the St. Louis game. Sorry, go ahead.
I can't wait. Go on.
Exactly. It's one of those tight races that at this point it's coming down to the fourth and fifth tiebreaker scenarios in order to figure out who's going to make it. And to me, this is one of the situations that you kind of wanted to see from the XFL. You wanted parity, you wanted competition all the way up until the last minute, and that's exactly what we're getting. You know, it's literally so close because of how the games have fallen that I believe the St. Louis Battlehawks need to outscore the Seattle Sea Dragons by 19 points, if I'm not mistaken, in order to make it into the playoffs instead of Seattle. And it just adds a little extra element of intrigue to the Week 10 games, which, you know, even in the USFL last season, we kind of already knew who was going to be in the playoffs at that point. So I think the XFL did an amazing job. There's still, you know, I believe there's like 6 teams still alive for the playoffs for
Can you believe that? Can you believe that? For 2 spots.
It's impressive going into Week 10 with only 8 teams. So, I mean, it's really impressive. Kudos to the XFL for the season. I think it's been really well presented, really well covered. And I definitely think that there are some things the USFL should take and adapt to their business model as well.
Absolutely. Stay with the XFL. Congratulations to the 2 teams that Sam and I both thought would make it in with no problem, even though the South Division has been trash all season. But we got to throw some kudos to the Houston Roughnecks. Oh, God. I'm not awake this morning. The Houston Roughnecks and the DC Defenders. Thank you for that. Are these 2 teams, Houston and DC, on a collision course for the XFL championship in San Antonio?
It certainly appears that way, but there's a lot of things that can change in between now and 2 weeks from now. St. Louis has the potential to get a lot hotter than they have been in weeks past. They have one of the greatest home field advantages. Not that they'll get it in the playoffs, but it's just one of those situations where I think fans are probably going to support them no matter where they play, especially if they end up making it in the playoffs. So I would expect them to travel well, go to DC and play there, or watch them play there, which is really not a terrible trip from St. Louis. And then you also look at the championship game in San Antonio, which again is really not that far from St. Louis when it comes to a flight. So I expect St. Louis to still have the fan support. So I'm really excited to see that. I'm curious to see if San Antonio can somehow play spoiler and beat the defenders this week, which I expect them to probably play more of De'Aaron King. And then curious to see what Arlington does as well. Their playoff hopes are on the line as well. So if they end up losing to Houston this weekend, there's a chance San Antonio can still make it, which would be just shocking after all the quarterback woes they've had this season.
That's an interesting team to look at, the San Antonio Brahmas. And you said it best, Sam, just now. With all of the quarterback issues that they have had throughout the course of the season, all the issues they've had, on and off the field, they still have a chance to get into the playoffs. Some things have to happen. But how about this San Antonio Brahmas team coming together and still in Week 10 with a chance to sneak into the playoffs and make some noise?
Yeah, it's interesting to see. I mean, they've had, Reed Sinnett, Jack Cohn, Kurt Benkert, even Jawan Pass has started games. So, I mean, it's been crazy over there in San Antonio. They haven't been able to keep a quarterback 2 weeks in a row, it seems like. And ultimately, it's kind of hampered them. I think had they developed a little bit of stability at the quarterback position, maybe we see them in the driver's seat for that playoff positioning instead of Arlington.
Right.
I think Arlington's also hitting their stride, so it's going to be interesting to watch that South playoff spot as well. Arlington just went and acquired Luis Perez via trade from Vegas a couple weeks ago, and then he also signed Kelly Bryant, who's a very mobile guy. We saw him have a 24-yard carry last week. So I look to see him get a little bit more involved this weekend in the run game as well. Ultimately, I expect to see Arlington in, but the fact that San Antonio is still alive is quite shocking. I mean, they're 3-6 right now and still have playoff.
And what's really surprising, not just about San Antonio, but a team I want to focus on right now is Seattle. They began the season as horrible as you can begin a season, and yet here they are on the step of the playoffs. Here they are on the doorstep of the playoffs, and in basic terms, and correct me if I'm wrong, they're in control of their own destiny, are they not?
100%. Like I said, basically, in order for the Battlehawks to make it in, I believe they have to outscore Seattle by 19 points. Seattle throws the ball more than anybody in this league. If anybody has the ability to put up points and make sure that they stay ahead of the Battlehawks, it's Seattle. And I think they're going to end up doing that this weekend. So I hate to say it, but I think this game could be turned into a blowout because Seattle knows what's on the line and they do not want to miss the playoffs.
Yeah, they don't want to miss the playoffs, and St. Louis has got to score some points, and that's one of the things that has hampered the Battlehawks all season. I mean, one of their season high is 28, and that came in a loss against DC, and the two losses against DC kind of knocked them out of the division championship picture, with DC clinching that. A playoff game at Audi Field for the North Division title, and a beer snake in the end zone. How crazy is that joint going to be come next weekend?
Oh, I fully expect another sellout. I mean, if you talk about the Audi crowd, the DC Defenders crowd has shown up in droves this year. And the thing is, even if it's not a sellout, they're a rowdy crowd. I mean, they're going to be in the game. They're going to make sure that home field advantage is something DC has. So I don't think anybody's going to have an easy trip through DC if they want to make it to the championship game. I don't care if it's St. Louis or Seattle. DC is my pick to win and ultimately advance.
Yeah, one more question, and I know I've asked this before, but I got to get your take on it again. What do you think made the XFL choose San Antonio as their site for the XFL championship game?
Well, I think the fan support. So obviously we've talked about it, and I think that St. Louis could have been a good pick.
Yeah.
But when you look at how the XFL is kind of arranged right now, you've got 3 different teams in Texas, right? So if you have any state that dominates the league in terms of fan count, you're looking at Texas, so why not put the game there, especially in a city where, 1, they still have playoff hopes, 2, they have likely the second biggest crowd base out of anybody in the XFL. So if you weren't going to put it in the Dome and you're going to put it in Texas, the next logical choice was San Antonio. I personally think that they still should have put it in the Dome, especially with St. Louis being as good as they have been this year.
That's what I was thinking too, that they would hold it in St. Louis. But as Dietz pointed out last week when we had this conversation, you're going up against the St. Louis Cardinals, and the Cardinals are going to win every time, and that's going to hamper your attendance for this championship game. With San Antonio, there's nothing going against it. There's no playoff games or anything like that going up against it. So I think this was a good move for them, because I kind of thought they would pick St. Louis as well, just for the fan support.
Plus weather.
Plus the weather.
Not to say that weather in St. Louis is bad.
But the weather in Texas is better at this time.
Yeah. And weather in April in San Antonio, it's normally good. So all that factors in. Cardinals in St. Louis, the overall fan experience outside of the game, the fact that 3 of the 8 teams in XFL reside in Texas, all that plays in favor of San Antonio hosting it.
And that's the thing. There's quite a few events that could be held in St. Louis but are not, because at the time they're going up against the St. Louis Cardinals. I'll talk more about that at a later date. Let's get to the USFL with the time that we have remaining with Sam Shady, and I want to invite Sam on to our coverage of the NFL draft. I'm doing a special Thursday night. More on that later. But let's get to the XFL. Your thoughts on the initial returns from the XFL for the first week?
You talk about
viewership, attendance, the game on the field, all of it. Break it the way you would break it down on your spring football show. Break it down here for us. Take it.
A lot of talk has been made about the viewership ratings the USFL got in week 1. I would caution fans need to understand that never before have we seen 2 different spring football leagues competing for views on, I believe, a total of 4 or 5 different networks this last weekend.
Right.
So with that being the case, you're losing a lot of fans that might otherwise watch the USFL or the XFL to that other league. And we knew this was going to happen for the first couple of weeks of the season, because obviously
we did.
This is week 1, versus week 9. We got 3 more weeks of XFL football, although, the playoffs, I think the viewership will slant a little bit more to the USFL because there's only going to be 2 playoff games a week, or 2 playoffs and 1 championship game. So as we go on, the ratings are only going to get better for the USFL, in my personal opinion. As far as attendance, I thought the attendance was solid in Memphis. I thought it was solid in Birmingham. But the USFL has to find a way to motivate fans to come to these games for the teams that do not represent these cities. We saw yet again another game where there was less than 1,000 fans for one of these teams that's not, named Memphis or not named Birmingham. And it's a bad look on the broadcast, and realistically pumping in crowd noise is a bad look as well, which they've done. And I just don't like it. I mean, personally, from a fan's perspective, I know everybody and their brother has harped on attendance, And I've seen a lot of people say it's not fair game because the way the USFL has set themselves up. But I disagree. This is part of the business plan that you chose. I know that we were going to see lower attendance numbers in these games, but for you to not address it or try and get out in front of it with any sort of deals, sales, free tickets for fans, whatever you need to do, is just slightly shocking to me after what we saw last season.
Yeah, they experienced this last year, and after the first game, and in all honesty, the games in Canton, the playoff and the championship, they did not get out in front of it then. They haven't gotten out in front of it yet, and it's going to cost them dearly in terms of not just losing fans at the games, but losing fans in terms of the viewership. Because nothing against the announcers at Fox that carry the games, FS1, FX, and of course Fox Sports. There's just something missing as compared to the USFL broadcast on ESPN. And kudos to ESPN for streaming it on ESPN Plus to draw in more people to watch the games. I am one of them. And I've watched the XFL since the beginning, and I can't wait to see what happens in Week 10, and also what happens in the playoffs and the XFL Championship in San Antonio. Yes, the attendance is going to intrigue me, but like you, Sam, I'm waiting to see the rush of signings from the XFL to the NFL, because there are a lot of players that deserve a chance in the NFL.
100%. I mean, I could list probably 20, 30 players off the top of my head that deserve a chance in the NFL. We've seen a couple different teams, in my mind, preparing for this wave of signings, like the Rams, who technically right now they only have about half of their 90-man roster signed.
Right.
I think they've got about 46 players on their roster. I expect a lot of those vacancies to go to XFL and USFL players. You know, you got a couple weeks before XFL closes up, but really after this week is when the teams that are not in the playoffs will start seeing some of their guys sign. And I expect to see probably 20, 30 guys signed within the first couple months, you know, probably 2-3 months. We'll see 20 to 30 guys from the XFL. And then as the season trickles on, I wouldn't be shocked to see 50 from the XFL and maybe another 25 to 30 from the USFL.
Man, that rush is going to be fun to see. Sam Shady joins us as he does every single Friday, talking all kinds of football. And Sam, I cannot wait to launch CFL Weekly on my network and yours, and CSTV Now out of Reno, Nevada. I want to thank you personally for your friendship, your brotherhood, your football knowledge that you bring every single Friday. And to say that we appreciate you would be a horrible understatement. Thank you, my brother. We love you. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. If I might, I wanted to throw out one quick thing. If you're a fan of the XFL, you definitely want to go subscribe to our channel right now. We're doing a giveaway. If we hit 750 subscribers by the time the championship game hits, we will be giving one lucky subscriber some XFL gear from their favorite team. So definitely go subscribe today. We're nearing it. I think we need 70 more subscribers. We got about 3 weeks. It's definitely doable. Help us out. Share it with your friends. Do whatever you can. We're nearing that goal. And then we got another goal for the end of USFL season. We're trying to hit 1,000 by the USFL championship. Same type of deal. Hit 1,000. One lucky subscriber will get some USFL gear from the team of their choice.
You know what? I'm going to take that challenge with you. By the time the USFL championship hits and we start doing a CFL Weekly, if we hit 1,000 subscribers, then one lucky subscriber will get some gear courtesy of Snowman Multimedia. So we're gonna do it. We're gonna do a giveaway, and I'm gonna install everything in place today while I'm out and about, and we're just gonna get it done. Period. Thank you, Sam. We appreciate you. Thank you.
Have a great weekend.
You too, brother.
Wow. That was that was one of the best calls to bring Sam on every Friday to talk football. And this afternoon, I'll have Mike Debate on the Brian Snow Show to talk everything in the NFL draft. We'll have him on throughout. Well, beginning next week, we'll have him on in the morning. I'm looking to pick a day where we can bring him on and talk NFL happenings starting next week and all the way through Las Vegas and Super Bowl 58, where this crew is going to be on Radio Row. It's hour 2. I got to step away for a minute, but hour 2 starts right about now. Push the button.
Time for hour 2 of this spectacular. Ryan McCoffey now joins us this morning.
That's what you need to do to beat Josh Allen. You need to make him uncomfortable.
Hour 2, time for some Spivey notes. And here's Jay.
Well, I know he's only in his 3rd year, but they're just wasting Justin Herbert.
Hour 2,
the hardest working content creator I know, the playmaker.
Hey, LeBron James, the greatest scorer of all time. Hey.
Hour 2,
the one, the only Christopher Dietz.
They rewarded Ohio State for not playing, and they punished USC for playing.
Hour 2, Sam Shady.
Oh, man. It's been a roller coaster ride if you were a Philadelphia Stars fan.
Hour 2, that's Big Ben, the man in charge of the BS3 network.
And if I see Kurt 2 Chainz Cousins out.
Hour 2, Chris Bay's joining us.
Oh my God! Oh, this game! Oh, way to go, Sammy!
Hour 2, was El Jefe.
Oh man, I thought I missed it.
What in the all types of blue hell?
Time for hour 2 of this spectacular, and it starts right now.
Here we go, the most exciting week. Or most exciting hour of the week of Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson. I am Cole Johnson. This is not Snowman, who is joining me right now. That is Wise El Jefe of Stuck in My Mind and Poppy J and Wise El Jefe and Mentality fame. Well, before I introduce a question to you, let's go to the Fanatic Feedback Zone, where your Shadow Realm ad that Brian read. Victor, awesome, brother. All TV says good morning, and he also said, look, Warriors D. Raymond collard greens. Trash. That's cold, all TV. That's real cold.
Oh, man.
Victor says, look, why do we need to deal with the Stay Puft Harden? Where's Peter Venkman or Ray Stantz?
The real Ghostbusters, yes.
Yes. Hall TV gives Kings the props. He says, look, glad the Kings turned their team around faster than my Wizards.
It only took almost 20 years.
I asked the question, a show of hands, who saw the Kings win the Pacific Division and win 48 games while doing it and clinching the 3rd seed in the West? He said, I did not. I did not as well. But he also mentioned the Wizards because that is his original base. He says, look, that's what happened to the GM yesterday. The GM got fired. He also pointed out the fact that, yes, all 4 California teams are in the playoffs, while all 3 Texas teams did not make it. And that's for the first time in the history of all 3 teams being in Texas that all 3 of them didn't make the playoffs. Victor says, this just in from the Who Cares news. Tom Brady was asked if he may join the Dolphins next year. Oh, boy. Yeah. And many other great comments. You all are absolutely wonderful. Oh, Ryan McCarthy, no credentials required fame. He says, programming note, we'll have a special Saturday brunch edition of No Credentials Required at 11 a.m. Eastern tomorrow. Please come join us for coffee and sports talk. That is 11 a.m. Eastern tomorrow. No Credentials Required. That's at No Creds REQ on the YouTube dial. Now, as he always joins us at the top of every Friday, hour number 2, it is this man.
I do got a question though. You tend to find everybody's vacation photos and use them.
We are now joined by the owner, the manipulator, and the operator of the BS3 network, Mr. Benjamin Sutter.
Yeah,
Like,
appreciate that intro too. Yeah, that was my old man at the picnic outfit that day.
I saw that. I was like, man, I gotta snatch that one. That's just beautiful. That just screams you. 'Cause it's like, oh
Yeah,
man,
I'm an old soul. I'm an old soul.
nothing wrong with that, brother. Nothing wrong with that. I've always loved that about you. All right, let me see. I can't really go in on the Mavs. They're on their vacation. They're already gone fishing.
Yeah.
Let me see. I'm not gonna really go in on the Cowboys all that much, but what I want to talk about is your burgeoning experience in covering the Stars. You attended a few games of the waning parts of the regular season, and you attended the first two games of the first round. Well, the Stars played in the Wild.
So actually, no.
Or was it the first one that you just attended?
Well, actually, neither. So we applied for credentials for both. We did not get approved. But we've been covering it virtually. So, however, how we're able to get the information, live tweeting, and breaking news. Doc is actually in Minnesota right now. We got approved for credentials for at least tonight's game. So he's going to be covering that, and we plan on doing a pregame show. So interesting. Dallas didn't give us credentials, but Minnesota, however how many miles away that is, gave us credentials.
Yeah, and I think seeing the excitement from you all covering it, I think it's a great touch. It's something that I haven't experienced because I mean I've experienced a playoff run because I living in Nashville, the Predators in 2017. It was like the whole city got swept, the whole area got swept up in basically everybody wearing mustard shirts. It was, I mean, everything was clad in yellow here in Nashville from April to June, and I'm like, wow. And it was just great to see it, and I'm hoping that you all get a chance to feel that again because I know you all had a run with the Stars way back when. Hope you feel that again this year.
I'll tell you what's fun about watching the Stars in the playoffs because I had a chance to experience that in '99 and 2000, seeing the city, as you said, Cole, get swept up by the achievements of the Dallas Stars. One of my favorite goalies who played in the NHL was a Star when they won it all in 1999. That, of course, was Eddie the Eagle Belfour, the Hall of Famer. But, man, it doesn't matter. With the Dallas Stars, it doesn't matter if they win or lose the Stanley Cup because, remember, the next year they lost in double overtime in 6 games to the New Jersey Devils. But it's so much fun seeing fans, not just in the Metroplex, but around the country get swept up and hooked up with a team that, A, they didn't think was going to make it, and B, just latch on to them. How does that feel, Ben?
Yeah, honestly, it feels great. And I'll be honest, I wasn't really a big hockey fan over the years. Covering the Stars, I've gotten more and more involved, and there is nothing like hockey fans. I don't think people truly realize.
Oh, yeah.
No, there isn't.
Yeah, when you go to a game, and specifically the Stars games, even when they're doing a national anthem, when they say the word or sing the word Stars, everybody yells Stars at the top of their lungs. Whenever there's a goal scored, it goes absolutely bananas. It's not like an NBA game. It's not like an NFL game.
Hell no.
It's not like a Major League Baseball game. And this run has really been, I think, special to cover and to get to know, the coach and some of the players as we've been doing some of the press conferences and things of that nature. It's really been, I think, really cool to get to know them as the players and people. And it's an exciting run so far.
I had the pleasure and the thrill of, being introduced to sports journalism in 1990. And in June of 1991, when I experienced my first Bulls game at the old Chicago Stadium, and it just happened to be game 1 of the NBA World Championship Series. You want to talk about a building and a place, and this is true all throughout sports, especially in big cities like Dallas and Chicago and Houston and everything. And Cole, you went through this in 1994 and 95 with the Houston Rockets.
Mm-hmm.
When a team you don't expect makes the ultimate series, there is a level that you don't think it's possible, but it is. And as I said, with the Stars, they've been through it twice, won in 99, lost in 2000. But, man, a home game in Dallas with the Stars is just like something I had to throw to experience. A home game with the Blackhawks, a chance to clinch against Tampa Bay in Game 6 in 2015. The anticipation is off the charts. From the first round to the Stanley Cup final, I got to tell you, Ben, and you're there now and covering this team. Cole, you were there with the Nashville Predators in 2017 when everything was clad in gold.
Mm-hmm.
The anticipation is nuts, especially if you get to the Ultimate Series.
Yeah, that's 100%. And I think, when it comes down to this Star Series, there's a storyline there, obviously, because of the Stars.
Right, the Stars
came from
used to be
Minnesota,
in the Twin
the
Cities,
North
right?
Stars, right? So there's a storyline there. There's the hit on Pavlicek and how he just. I wish I was there at that game, but actually Doc was there. He said how the crowd, it was almost like they were punched in the gut, and everybody all at one time that gasp and that sigh. Definitely,
the fans can feel
this
it.
series has got some. Yeah, this series has definitely got some bad blood. And how the Stars bounced back in previous games, scoring 7 goals. It was like a baseball score. This coming into tonight is a really good matchup.
Speaking of coming into something, I gotta pose this question because I know I got to get a laugh out of you and the rest of the brothers on the panel and the folks in the chat. And I know Cole's answer to this because he said it last year. What do the Cowboys do in the draft? What do they do? What do they do to right the ship? What do they do?
So they got a lot of options, honestly. They've been talking about tight end quite a bit. I'm not that high on drafting a tight end at this point when you got 2 at least decent tight ends. You drafted a tight end last year.
Right.
So I'm not that high on a tight end. I do like the offensive line options. And then it just depends on who falls. I don't see Bijan, a lot of that conversation is going on. I don't see him falling that low. But I think you have to draft the best available player. I'm not about sticking to whatever you think you absolutely need, because I don't think they have a ton of needs. But I think you need to draft the best player available. If that's an offensive lineman. If that's a wide receiver, I would honestly not take a wide receiver at this point because I think we've got enough at that position. But take the best available, whatever that ends up being.
If you were to draft an offensive lineman, and if the lineman was
for the 28th consecutive year in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Dallas Cowboys selects the offseason. The off season.
Thanks for that.
I say
you
that
an absolute
because,
fool, Cole, for that, and I love you for that.
I say that because
I love
I say that because thank you. I say that because it was around this time last year I got indoctrinated into the BS3 fam. Of course, Ben knew this about me long before then, but the rest of the fam did not know this about me. So I put that message into the BS3 chat, and I get the wonderful message from the COO and one of my brothers now, and Ivan Dawkins, who didn't know me all well enough, when he said, quote, "Man, that made me laugh my butt off. But you know what? F you." Close quote. We've been brothers ever since.
Oh yeah.
King Dog strikes again.
Hey,
man!
If you're a Cowboys fan, you got to be able to take jokes because
you have to.
You have to.
I mean, listen. There are 2 other. Listen, I took the same kind of jokes with my 49ers when we were going through the doldrums before Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch showed up, and Victor, you're gonna hate me for this, but I gotta say it. The same holds true with the Chicago Bears, basically since 2007.
Yeah.
Because Victor, listen, Victor has asked me every year since 2007, how are we going to fix this? I said, you can't.
You got to blow. Look, brother.
You got to blow it to smithereens.
Now that I root for a team that is just like your hometown team, Vic, seriously, you got to blow up the ownership group.
Yeah, push the plunger.
I'm serious. I mean, the Bears, the Texans, the same thing is with the Bears. You got to blow up the ownership group because for some reason up top, they just don't get it.
Yeah, and what makes it, I think the interesting part of it is, as we all know, a lot of NFL ownership is families, and a lot of times they're not going to sell it unless they're forced to, i.e., the Commanders. But they're going to pass it down to their kids, and it's almost like no way to get underneath what the ownership that you have. Now, if the kids have a different mindset than the parents, possibly, but I mean, it normally looks like they got the same type of direction as the parents. Now, shout out to the Chiefs. You know, going from the Hunt family and the son, I think is really taking a different approach than the dad. So
he's done well. Yeah, he has.
Now, I look, F the Commanders. It's the Washington Redskins, as far as I'm concerned. I'm going to continue to say it, and I've had people come at me saying, you're saying it wrong. It's the Commanders. F that. It's the Washington Redskins.
Serious question, Hawk, about your I don't give a crap what the last name of that team is. What do you think about the new ownership group that's there now?
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you that, Hawk TV.
And is that deal officially done? Because it sounds like they're still working through some paperwork, or I don't know what they're doing exactly.
They're still working through some things.
It is soft shoe done, but it's not a done deal yet. Right.
Yeah, it's not a full, complete done deal yet. There's still some I's to be dotted and some T's to be crossed. Victor Locke from Chicago, if we're going to be the butt of everyone's jokes, we're going to have to take some jokes. And I agree, Cole. I want to send Virginia McCaskey and Dural to a lavish old folks home.
I don't understand. I've never understood why talking about Virginia McCaskey, wants to hold on to the Bears. I'm like, you showing that you really don't care about the team.
I have two words for you.
Own them?
I have two words for you, Cole, in answer to your question. Martha Ford.
And I asked that same question about Martha Ford. I'm like, you don't care about
there's your answer right there. Martha Ford wanted to hold on to the Lions. And I believe this about Virginia McCaskey, and I also believe this about Dural. And if I get socked in the mouth by Ben with laughter, then the hell with it. Spite. Pure, unadulterated spite. Because you're talking about, Martha Ford is now gone, rest her soul.
Right.
And, the Lions are starting to turn it around slowly.
Mm-hmm.
But
Thankfully.
We're talking about Virginia McCaskey and Jerry Jones holding on to the team out of pure, unadulterated spite, as if to say, I have the team, you can't do anything about it. And here's the problem. They haven't groomed anybody to take their place. In fact, they don't want to... Go ahead.
Go ahead. Stephen Jones is making a lot of the decisions now. He's
the GM there.
Jerry Jones is more like a figurehead, whereas Stephen actually runs the team.
Yeah,
that's true.
But the fact is, Jerry's still there. The fact is, Jerry is still out in front of everybody.
Yeah, Jerry's not going anywhere.
No, he's not going anywhere.
No. Oh, no.
He gets a chance to be in front of a TV screen or a microphone. No, he's not going
there.
Anywhere. And he gets influence as much as he can. The other 31 clubs too? Oh, heck no, he's going nowhere.
Oh, yeah.
And the other owner who has in a way gotten it right, Robert Kraft. And he's the same way as Dural. Anytime he has a chance to get in front of a microphone, he's doing just that. And he doesn't need to do that, damn it.
He
He's a
doesn't
little
need
more
to.
strategic. He's a little more strategic in how
Yeah.
he does it.
True.
He got happy
True.
ending. He didn't really want to
I'll give you
show
that.
it on camera.
Yeah, except for his
Florida,
Florida
when he got
thing
arrested in
and
Florida, that's cold, man.
Damn. Happy endings be damned for those guys. Ben Sutter the third joining us here on the program. Since we're talking NFL draft and leading up to that, I'll make this announcement again. I'm doing a draft special on Thursday. Draft special stream on Thursday. I will take your questions, get them ready. I will be live and I will just be ready to roll. I'll make a promo about that and start making a promo about that this week. Man, and to answer the Hawk TV, Andy Reid is the GOAT. No, he is not. There's a fellow named Bill Walsh or a fellow named Bill Parcells that will argue that point. But I will ask this draft question to Ben and to the panel. Will the Redskins trade Chase Young? I'll start with Ben.
And that comes from our TV.
That's a really good question, and I would say no. I don't think they will trade him. I think they like him there. Obviously, the health concerns have been an issue, but I think when he is healthy, he is one of the best defensive linemen. So I don't see them trading Chase Young.
I'll ask this question, and I want to light up the chat as well. With all the rumors that have been going around the last 24 hours, do the 49ers pull the trigger on a trade for Trey Lance?
I'll address the Chase Young question. Look, Hall TV.
Oh, I'm sorry about that, Cole. Go ahead.
No, that's okay. The team that wears the W on their helmets, yeah, they've been trying to build defensively for the past few years, starting with him, and I know they probably are gun shy about probably wanting to put him out on the field because of his injury, injuries. But I think they want to feel as though they want to still build their defense around him. So I don't think they'll trade him yet. Now, as for Trey Young, sorry, my bad. As for Trey Lance, goodness gracious. The Vikings, for some reason, want to come calling for him. I have no earthly idea why.
I have no idea why. Let me get why.
Chain's cousins.
2 Chainz.
2 Chainz. Who threw a 3-yard out on a 4th and 8.
I mean, unless he's going to be a backup, I don't understand.
3-yard out
exactly, Ben.
Wait a minute. A 3-yard out on. Listen to me, ladies and gentlemen. On a 4th and 8. Okay. Wise. Let me get your opinion on, do the Redskins trade Chase Young or not? Yes or no?
I wouldn't trade him because when he's healthy, he's one of the best defensive linemen in the league. But again, you have reasons to trade him because he's never healthy. He hasn't been healthy in 2 years. So
true.
He has to be on the field. So if they can get something of value from him, then trade him. If not, if he's healthy, keep him.
Your thoughts on Trey Lance?
I don't know. I don't really listen. 49ers gave up a lot
to
get him. Yeah, they gave a lot
to get him. We gave up the farm to get him.
They're not getting any of that back because nobody gonna give them that for him.
And I have to say this: that is the biggest issue on the 49ers end, bro. It is. They give so much for him, and I think they want to get.
They want to recoup. They want to recoup that.
They want to recoup as much as they can, but they won't because they only have 3 games of NFL footage on the guy that they could sell.
Exactly. So I don't think Trey Lance will be traded, although they're fielding calls. But at the same time, a lot of that capital that they gave up, in a way, has been recouped because of the compensatory picks that the 49ers have. Oh, the 49ers received.
They want a straight recouping though.
Yeah, they want to recoup what they gave up.
Go ahead, Ben. Go ahead, Ben.
Yeah, I'll say this, and then I got to. I don't think they should trade Trey Lance at all because they need depth at that quarterback position. We've seen it year after year where one guy goes down, the next guy goes down. So no, I would say absolutely do not trade him because if anything happens to Purdy, you're gonna need Trey Lance. As a matter of fact,
or to Sam Darnold for that matter, because they picked up Sam Darnold, who I believe is going to succeed in this system. I'll talk about that this afternoon with Mike. But you cannot trade Trey Lance right now. The depth is too. The depth is too thin.
Yeah,
I mean they're good everywhere else.
Well, what we're not going to be trading is being on the BS3 network. So where can people find you and the show that you host so quite wonderfully, I may add, in the forecast, sir?
Yeah, definitely. So BS3 Network, all avenues of social media, BS3 TV on Roku. Check us out on Mondays with the forecast. Not sure what we're going to be reviewing this upcoming Monday. But today at 2 p.m. we'll have Cole Sports, and then at 8 we'll have Poppy J and Y as well.
Man,
we'll be doing our pregame.
Ben Sutter, the man in charge of the BS3 Network. Thank you, my brother. We love you, and thank you for allowing this show, this humble show, to be one of the anchors of your network 5 days a week. We appreciate it. Thank you.
It's a pleasure.
Now, speaking of anchors, there's another television network that we are anchoring.
Yeah, they made an appearance yesterday. Yeah.
Beginning Monday, it's official. Thank you to Tom O'Boyle and Justin Caton. Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson, as well as the Brian Snow Show, and any programming from Snowman Multimedia is now being anchored on CSTV, based out of Reno, Nevada. Go to cstvnow.com to check them out. And thank you to Tom O'Boyle and the crew there for allowing us to anchor their network. We got a break, and when we come back, we close the show the way that we always do on a Friday. Back after this.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
The original Think Drink is back. Level up with proven ingredients formulated to crush your competition. No gimmicks, no jitters, no messing around. Just high-potency results that keep you moving day or night. There's a new nerd in town, and we came to play. Nerd Focus. Smarter than energy.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the High Five Strangers guy. Game-winning interception. First down. Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
This is a BS3 Network presentation. Politics.
They'll write the law, but they'll enforce it differently. Is that going to apply both ways?
Religion.
God never said that we can't reason together. Matter of fact, he said, let us sit and reason together.
Relationship.
I believe that everybody wants and needs somebody.
From a man's perspective.
They say, girls, if I put some polish on that and get him to buy some different clothes, girl, he could be a winner chicken dinner.
Join the thought engineer.
There's nothing wrong with me developing my piece and you developing your piece, but understand the goal is to come together.
And comedian John Yogi.
Negro, I don't need you putting on no chapstick up there in the pulpit. You do that over there in your chair.
Get ready for
Man Talk Monday.
Live every Monday at 7 p.m. Central. 'Cause we take this job so serious.
I'm sorry. I did that all wrong. I did that all wrong. My
Let's
bad.
do it right, will you?
Oh, God. Brother guest, I'm so glad, Ryan, that you here on Coffee with McCarthy. I love you.
Oh, Lord, you beat me to it. What in the all types of blue hell?
This is Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson.
Shout out to our brother guest, a.k.a. Ryan McCarthy, a.k.a. McCoffee, as he joins us every Monday at the bottom of the first hour. He's of the No Credentials Required fame. Back at it on the Friday edition of Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson, with Brian, with Wise. I am Cole, and now we are awaiting the man, the myth, the legend, the...
Ain't no myth. Ain't no myth. Forget the myth. We can take the word myth out of the equation because he ain't a myth. He is all legend, y'all. He is all legend. I can't stop talking about the times I had with Bass when we would do the big sports show back at PSI Radio. He would just
speaking of one of those times.
'Cause we take this job so serious.
Man, I went home that day and talked to my wife Vicky. And Vicky was like, "What's wrong with you? You pissed off?" "Yeah, I got this partner I'm working with back in the radio station. Man. The Negro be lying." What in the all types of blue hell?
This is Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson.
One of the best stories I've ever heard on this show.
of Kurt Warner.
Yes, due to Kurt Warner.
I'm telling you, when he came in the next day and looked at me,
mm-hmm.
He had this look, and I know you've given me that look, as has Wise and my wife, and he all gave me this look of, how the hell did you know that?
Mm-hmm.
I watched it. And he goes, but you had it down to the numbers.
You retained it, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you may have watched it. That's great, but you retained the numbers.
Thank my dad for giving me that part.
Because I couldn't tell you exactly how many yards that Kurt Warner threw. I knew he threw for over 400. I knew that.
Yep. 414 yards.
Yeah,
he threw for in that game.
And I would have messed up the touchdown total because I would have said 3 instead of 2. So but you took that and it just was in your memory bank and you could just reel it off like that, like your Google. And like wow, like you're a human sports Google. I'm like, geez.
Hey, I'm working on getting back to that because they called me encyclopedia back in high school when we would talk sports, and this was the start of me. And, really getting my sports knowledge. Hell, I started that back at St. Margaret of Scotland in grammar school. And people guys would just come to me like, hey, who did this and who did that? And that really clued me in on what part of the sports world I needed to be in. Because they were telling me back then, one day you had to be a sportscaster. And they were telling me that in high school as well. CSTV joining us, and good morning again. And thank you for the network shout out. Man, thank you for the partnership.
Yeah.
And, of course, one of our brothers.
Cool. What's up, brother?
Cool McCool, a.k.a. Cool McCabe, joining us as well. We're doing good. And the top 5 Dead or Alive coming very, very soon. So, y'all watch out for that.
Cool.
Do we have who we need to have? Is he here? He is here. Now, let's finish the week the right way, y'all. Push the button. Will you quit singing and push the damn button? Oh, jeez.
What's that spell?
And now, the transporter to Hades, the reformer of hooker whores, and the bronze god, the one, the only, the legendary Chris Bay.
the man, the legend, one of the greatest of all mentors. He is here to join us as he does every Friday at bottom of hour number 2. Welcome, Chris Bass, to the show. How are you, sir?
Thank you very much to the mad scientist, of course, to Rayman, and of course to Wise All and everybody in the chat. Happy good morning to all of you out there, and a good morning, boom shakalaka to all.
And boom shakalaka, good morning to you.
And before we begin the festivities, Ryan has this question. Hawk TV has this question to ask. Add this to your knowledge bank, Snowman and Colin Wise. Who is the NBA all-time leading scorer? You already know Snowman, Bron Lover will answer Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. All right, sir.
Yep.
What is on your mind, Mr. Bass?
All right, Bass, let's have it.
Well, first of all, on a serious note, I would not let Brian come on his own program and tell lies. I'm not having him do that. So this is the reason why I'm here.
Okay.
So when he mentioned about people come up to him in high school saying he should be a sports broadcaster, no. The age was 2 years old.
He said the age was 2. The age was 2.
It was not high school.
He said the age was
2 years old.
Age was 2 years old.
So basically,
I have it on well authority.
So
you have it on well authority.
So basically, he barely was spat
So he
out the
basically
womb.
is telling me that Dad got me into this in 1974 instead of 84.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute.
I got to drink. I got to drink to that. Salute to Bass for that piece of.
Hawk TV, you mean to tell me it's not true that Snowman would actually say that Kareem is still the all-time leading scorer and not LeBron to spite you? Are you challenging that?
Oh, of course he's going to challenge that.
Oh gosh! Of course,
you
know it's LeBron, but
Bass
you know
got
he's going to answer.
Bass got me already. He said 2 years old. I was
2.
My brain was developed.
I love that. 2.
No, and his first words were not mommy or daddy.
No,
it was sky hook. I have it on great authority.
Not even.
You have it on great authority.
Wait a minute. Not even forward pass. He said sky hook.
He says he had it on great. He was what? You were what? 8 or 9 at the time. He had it on great authority back then.
Great authority that my first two words were sky hook.
That's right.
I'm already crying in laughter, and I'm not going to offer an argument about that.
I don't think any of us will.
I'm not going to offer an argument about that.
Oh my goodness.
So that's that. I would not have you come on your own program and lie to your audience. That's not going to happen. How dare you tell him that you was in high school when he was 2 years old? 2 years old. I mean, come on.
Oh Lord!
Record straight. So I'm glad about that.
And you know, if my dad was here, rest his soul, he would just have the biggest smile on his face.
Yes, he would.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
He would have the biggest smile on his face.
That's right.
All right, Mr. Boone.
Sky hook. That's
Sky
right.
hook.
That's right.
Y'all heard it here. My first.
So, as most people have been, and of course, everybody here and beyond, about the stomp from Draymond Green. Now, I call it the stomp, Because when you watch over again, he's like, stomp. And then he says, yeah. That impact after the stomp on Sabonis. So it was a stomp, not just a stomp, but afterwards. Because that completion, when he stomped on his sternum, and then he jumped off, I'm type of thing. So it was a stomp,
So are you saying that Draymond Green in his head was listening to Stomp from Kirk Franklin in his head?
Stomp and the Brothers Johnson. He went way back.
He went further back.
He went further back.
Okay.
He went
Everybody take it to the ribs. We're going to stomp all night. Right. Right. Stomp. Yeah, there you go. On some bonus ribs.
All night.
Gonna stomp on some bonus ribs. Stomp. On some bonus ribs.
Give it to me. We're gonna stomp.
Stomp. Oh, some bonus ribs. Gonna stomp on some bonus.
ribs.
Y'all stupid.
Yeah. So, like most people, you watch it and you see everything unfold that we have, being exposed and banned for a game. And so the thing about it is, depending on how you build a team, you always have an enforcer.
Right.
Always. Now, depending if your team does not have an enforcer, that's just how it goes. But traditionally, you have an enforcer. So the enforcer, his job is to do all the cleanup, all the nasty work, not the finesse stuff, all the
dirty work.
Yeah,
exactly.
all the hustle plays and the boxing out and all the gritty stuff. Yeah,
exactly.
Yep.
But I think it becomes too far when even before him, when you have people like say Dennis Rodman. When it goes beyond the court where reputation precedes you, and so going back to Green, I think that because of reputation, I mean, you got him, and even last night going back to Joel Embiid, trying to kick dudes in the ding ding. I mean, come on, man. I mean,
that didn't make sense to me.
No,
no, it doesn't. But that's what happens. I mean, I understand the heat of the battle. I understand that, and your warriors out there, maybe not the team, but you're battling out there as people trying to win and guys trying to win and get the chip. But there's no reason to grab ankles and
that's what
stomp
I mean.
and kicking dudes in the ding ding, man. It's just no.
That's what I mean. Exactly.
See, and it goes back to a point that I made about Joel Embiid. When I asked the question, will he ever be able to put it all together? I've asked that question on Facebook, and that statement has gotten eviscerated, but it never got refuted. It never got refuted because they look at the points and the rebounds, and the people go, "Oh my God, do you see what he did in the court?" And I come back with,
he can put up points.
He still hasn't put it all together, even in his 7th season in the league. And these stupid people ask me, and still ask me, what are you talking about when it comes to Joel Embiid? And I've said here, and I've said off the air, I'll leave y'all to figure that out. You're such basketball savants. Figure it out. And what they haven't figured out is that, and for those of you watching on CSTV and BS3, it's not the points and it's not the physical attributes
the best
that make me question
is availability.
Not only that, not only the best ability being availability, pay attention, bronzexuals. Not only that, it's here, between the ears.
Which also goes to...
It's the mental capacity that he hasn't had since he got here.
Which still goes to the best ability is availability.
Yeah.
Because you got to be available mentally to play too.
And he's not. And he's not. And according to CSTV, we got some breaking news, so I'm going to wait. We're going to wait on that. But it doesn't. It has never equated. It never equated to a full season for Joel Embiid. Part 1, part 2. His MVP, all of his MVP chances got snatched when they signed James Harden last year.
I think when you're trying to do these superstar build-up teams, obviously got to factor in personalities. And not everybody can adjust or readjust their roles and who they was and who they were when you talk about things like that. And it should be obviously a team effort, and some people do defer. Let's go back to when KD went to the Warriors. You saw how Steph Curry deferred his time to KD because the bigger picture was getting the championship. So I think depending on the personality of these people, some can't do that because you're used to being the man, used to being the star. And if someone else comes with star qualities like you, can you share the spotlight? So
exactly.
And going back to Draymond real quick, when we had Dennis Rodman here in Chicago for the Bulls, what some people have to understand about Phil Jackson used to be an enforcer himself when he played.
When he played with the Knicks. Yep.
Exactly.
That's
so
correct.
he saw that in Rodman. So I remember when I was going to Bulls games at the UC, and I got a chance to get friendly with this guy who was a security guard. He had told me the story. Also, you gonna break the news real quick? Go ahead.
Nick Nurse has been fired as head coach of the Toronto Raptors. Nurse helped to deliver the Raptors' only championship to date. That, of course, is 2019 when Kawhi Leonard was with them. Nick Nurse gone after 7 seasons as head coach of the Toronto Raptors. Back to base.
Right. Go ahead, sir.
And so when you look at the dynamics of what it takes to win a championship, do you really want to go all in, or do you want to really not do it?
Yep.
So it depends on the person and persons themselves. So when we had, once again, Dennis Rodman, I was telling a security guard that worked at United Center, he told me the story, and then I remember that it was 2 games that Rodman missed completely, and he went on a bender, and so he had this big party at his house,
right?
And just all types of anything that was, I'll put it like this. Anything that was decadent was done at this party. So pretty much everything went. So
anything goes.
Security guard was telling me that Phil Jackson went to his home, stepped over all these bodies, went to his bedroom, and had a heart-to-heart with Dennis Rodman. The next morning, Dennis Rodman was the first player there and damn near last person to leave, and that became the mindset of Dennis Rodman. Michael Jordan said himself the smartest player he ever played with was
Dennis Rodman.
I've heard him say that too. Yeah.
Now that goes a long way.
And I'll say this, and I've said it often. Old school basketball, to me, did it for me, because I first started watching ball in 1980 when, I don't know, a young fella named Magic Johnson showed up and showed out in Philadelphia. And that anniversary's coming next month. That hooked me, because CBS had the NBA coverage at the time, and that's when Dad sat me down and really gave me the education on not only NBA basketball but college basketball. When he told me where Magic Johnson came from, which of course was Michigan State, Larry Bird, Indiana State, and I saw that 40th anniversary live and in person at the Holman Center in Terre Haute. But that did it for me. When the players played for the love of the game, the love of their team, and they wanted to win. They wanted to win. You barely, and I emphasize the word barely, see that now. You barely see that now. And I hate the fact that when teams play as a team, i.e. Sacramento, i.e. Golden State, i.e. San Antonio, they get shoved under the carpet. They get swept under the carpet. No, we don't want to see this. We want to see individual talent rule our league. Really? That gets me more than anything else.
And rightfully so. Can I give a shout out real quick?
Yes.
To Wise. Wise, man, you doing some good stuff, man. I see the content that you're doing on your other content programs, and you're very consistent, and I love you for it, man. Keep doing what you're doing, man. That's good stuff over there.
I appreciate that, brother. I really do, man, especially coming from you. I'm saying I've learned a lot from you, Cole, and Snowman, and I just mix it all in together, and I love what I do, man. And being able to share with my audience and be able to grow with them as well, because a couple of years ago this wasn't my lane. I'm saying, so being able to find my lane and do this, especially like I said, I'm blessed to be able to learn from 3 of the best to do it.
Well, we honor you, Wise, because as I told the story yesterday on my afternoon show, the first conversation Wise and I had, A, we taped it. It wasn't live. And B, it's like Wise asked me, how long are we going to go? I said, probably 15 to 20 minutes. Wrong. 90 minutes later, we're finally hanging up the phone and we're still laughing. I stopped the recorder, and about 10 minutes after we stopped, and I still have that conversation, which was absolutely fabulous. 10 minutes after that, we're still laughing, and Wise goes, "Did we just do that?" I'm like, "Yeah, we did. We did." And Wise, I thank you yesterday for coming on to the show with me. More gold, and of course, Bates. I can't throw you enough flowers for what you have taught me at from your days being in this business and from us working together at PSI Radio. We shared a lot of laughs, but brother, you shared a lot of lessons with me, and I can't thank you enough for that. And those are lessons that I apply every single day to what I'm doing, and I want to help my brothers in what they're doing as well.
Well, it's very kind of you. Thank you so much. And since we're in a giving mood, I'm going to change my tone with Playmaker. So I've decided that
Lord,
he is onto something. I decided that, you know what, if the brother wants to hide his face and he owes somebody a lot of money, which I really think the reason why he disguises himself, then that's fine. And so I come to the conclusion that the next time I consult with podcasters and broadcasters, it's like, look, let me tell you something. Stop putting that mic to the side and put the mic in front of your face and don't have your face shown. I'm going to take what Playmaker does and apply it to my teachings, because he may be onto something. Maybe to protect your damn face is the future for what we're doing here. Now my silly ass been doing it for all these years, and I figure you show your face. No. No. You put the mic in front of your face and just go for broke. Now, I didn't know it existed. I know something like that. I just thought it was kind of stupid looking. But apparently, he's on to something. I support my brother. I don't understand it, but I support it. And then there you go. So
that's his thing. That's his thing, is covering his face with that mic.
Yeah, the mic and the mic screen and everything else. I mean, my God, man.
Yeah, it's more the pipe. It's more the pop guard than the mic. But yeah.
Can you please play that intro, Cole, that you put together for the Playmaker? Can you please play that, and we'll show the audience what we're talking about.
Now, forgive me not knowing the brother. You got your mic black. I don't know who the hell you are. It's like you're in the broadcasting witness protection program. Now, if he is hiding, which I believe he is, if he's hiding from somebody that I believe he owes money to, they're going to find him. Why? Because he's black. He's probably already found, doesn't even know it yet.
I gotta hear it again. Base, tell us why again. I gotta hear it again, please.
The reason why Playmaker, I believe, puts the mic in front of his face because he owes somebody a lot of money, but they will find him. Why? Because Playmaker is black.
That's a doggone shame.
Hey, that's Cole, right. You got more footage, man.
He's a black man in America. He's already found, don't even know it. They're coming after you, Playmaker. They're going to bust down your door and take away your microphone and your pop screen. Watch. Mark my words.
Take away his pop screen. Oh, Lord.
Oh, man.
Oh, gotta be careful, Doc. So just like in the footage just showed the video just now. That just look. We go back and look at it. He showed his his neck, and he's a black man or a person of color. So that was a dead giveaway. Right there. They're going to find his ass because he's black.
So basically what Bass is saying is that Playmaker's incognito style takes a big, massive...
Incognigroid.
change this man's name.
I can't.
Oh my Lord! I love this.
He's gonna be called.
You can't make this stuff up.
You can't make this up. You
and
can't.
The thing is, Bass ain't making this stuff up. It just comes out of him.
That's what. Listen, that's why I love Bass, man. Because Bass is just him. When he comes on here, is nothing. It's Bass. It's just Bass. He comes on.
Yep.
He's himself, and that's something I've taken to heart. That I'm just gonna be myself when I'm on this mic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What got me about
Playmaker can't be himself because he's hiding. Look. He got a phony name. He hides behind the pop screen of his microphone, so he's hiding. And why you could be real, but he can't. Thank you, Kawhi. No, I love the brother. It's different. I never seen it before in my entire life, but there's a story behind everything.
Yes,
really. So I don't know if he's a gambler that got in touch with the wrong people that want to break his knuckles or take him out and
he said break his knuckles.
They want to do a stomp, on the sternum, stomp, give him the money and everything else. I don't know what's
gonna
up,
stop,
brother.
A playmaker's face gonna stop on playmaker's ding 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 stomp.
Right.
A playmaker's face gonna stop playmaker's ding 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 ding.
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna be one.
God help us.
Bass basically say the playmaker.
I'm getting too old for this.
Thank you. Thank you.
CSTV in the chat. Y'all got this Army vet rolling. Well, we're glad you enjoyed it.
From one Army vet to another, brother. Thank you.
Hey.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, I come from a family that has a lot of Army vets, including my cousins, including, of course, my granddad and my dad. So salute to you, man.
Ryan says, playmaker says, I don't show, but when I do, I make plays.
Yeah. How come the Cowboys can't? Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say that aloud?
Oh, wow. Sorry. Hot TV.
God bless his ministries.
Oh, Lord, have mercy.
God bless
Not his ministries.
Oh, Lord. CSTV posed a question in the chat. Do y'all have Moses Malone in the top 10?
I don't have it in my top 10. I have
Moses Malone. In terms of my top 10 centers, Moses Malone is right under Abdul-Jabbar for me in terms of top 10 centers. Because Moses Malone and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar went at it in 2 playoff series when Malone first was in Houston in 1981, and of course the big one with Philadelphia in 1983 in the World Championship Series. Man, I can't say anything.
Yeah, CSTV. 175th for me. We basically were next door to the 82nd Airborne. So yeah. Shout out to you, brother. Oh my gosh, this is
crazy. And y'all wonder why we love having Chris Space on every Friday.
Well, I love being here, but again, going back to you, Brian, you have to understand something. And we had a conversation last week.
Mm-hmm.
You have to embrace the fact that you are not human. I don't know what you are, but you're not like the rest of us. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's a great thing to embrace. And again, I think I'm also on here to keep it to the mark, to realize that when you spout out all this arcane stuff,
yes,
it's amazing to me, but it's a gift. And that's what happens when you're not from here. You're not. So,
well,
so
my wife calls me her Superman, so I guess that's part of it.
See, there you go. See, in fact, I was watching the special for the 85th birthday celebration for Superman, That's you. I don't know where you came from, Krypton or the Mothership Connection. I don't know where you came from, but you're here.
To the roof off the mother, to the roof off the mother sucker.
Exactly.
Off the sucker. Absolutely.
Right.
My wife calls me her Superman, and after last year going through surgery for cancer, beating it, and being here and getting stronger, I feel like Superman every day. I feel like Superman.
Cool.
Well, you should, but see, this knowledge of yours is keep coming out of your pores of your skull. Like, obviously, I was not there when you had the surgery, and thank God, of course, you're still with us. Nothing wrong with that. That's a blessing. But probably it's like when they were, getting you out of ICU. It's like, what's Miss Snow saying? Let's listen. Mrs. Snow, you all right? Kareem versus Moses. Moses. Kareem.
Lord have mercy.
I'm like, wait. Does anybody know what the hell he's talking about?
Goggles.
Yeah, goggles. The summit in Houston.
Yeah.
You know what broke it?
Summit in Houston.
I tell you what.
The fabulous.
I tell you what. You know what broke? You know what broke it?
What?
Toddler Snowman first word may have been touchdown.
Touchdown.
Yeah.
You know what? Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. Touchdown.
Do y'all remember the referee Red Cashin?
Yes.
Nope.
Do you
my
want
first
to
two
remember?
words? My first two words may have been first down. It's saying it that way. And
That's
a lot of the
that's why you're Rain Man.
That's
That
why
right there, exactly why you're Rain Man.
That's why he did ref when we were that young.
Nobody knows no damn referees' names, man.
Thank you.
Nobody but you.
Thank you.
Nobody but me.
Nobody.
Wait a minute, Cole. Put it in the form of. Hey, Cole, put it in the form of a question.
Okay, I will.
Put it in the form of a question, because I know what's coming. Put it in the form of a question.
Who knows referees' names like Brian Snow does?
You see me and Base's face here. Like, we're like sitting here like this dude just spitting out a referee. Like, we don't give a damn about a referee.
You
we care less. They're not doing anything. They're not playing.
The watch like we don't give a
we don't care. That's amazing.
Like we like Red Cat. Who the hell is Red Cat? Nobody cares about no Red Cashin.
Base was like, doggone NFL referee.
What's his name? Red Cashew. What's his bastard's name again?
Not Cashew. Oh,
Cashew. He said Cashew.
Cashew.
Red Nut.
Like it's a peanut. Oh,
right. Red Nut. Is that you talking about somebody's red nut?
No.
My God, man.
Oh Lord.
Red Cashew.
Yeah, I think Andrew, you are typifying everybody right now. The chat and us. We're laughing our behinds all the way off.
Oh my God!
If you had no yes to begin with, you're laughing your Count Cracula off. How about that?
Count Cracula.
Count Cracula. Not Dracula. Cracula.
He came out with Red Cat.
Greeting.
Red Cashew.
I am Count Cracula.
Yeah, see that Count Cracula. Right.
Well, it's like he came
I know everything about referees. Referee Red Cashew, blah.
At 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5.
Five red cashews. Ha, 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 ha.
And the bad part is, the Count was my favorite character on that show because of that. Holy cow. Chris Bates joining us as he does every Friday to cut the show up and to make you laugh and take you into your weekend with nothing but laughter. We adore you and we love you, Chris Bates.
Thank you, sir.
And saying that you are a gift and an asset to this show and to life is a horrible understatement. We love you, brother. Thank you so much.
Love you, gentlemen, more. Everybody in the chat room, love you guys as well. Have a fantastic weekend, and I'll see you
too,
next
brother.
week. Take care.
Yeah.
See you later on today.
And now, the transporter to Hades, the reformer of hooker whores, and the bronze god, the one, the only, the legendary Chris Bay.
And yes, and check him out on his Facebook channel. That's, I think, Chris Base 79, where he will do Baseline. That is 4 p.m. on the Central Side, 5 p.m. on the Eastern Side, 2 p.m. if you're on the West Coast. That is every Friday. Baseline. And you'll get a whole lot more of that.
Yep, and beginning Monday, because we're gonna work through the weekend to really get this show in shape. Beginning Monday on CSTV, you can see every day Snowman in the morning at 8 a.m. Eastern and the Brian Snow Show at 2 p.m. Eastern. We're going to clean up the time because we're running overtime right now. We got started late. We apologize to everybody for that. That will be fixed beginning Monday. And thank y'all for being with us. Thank y'all for hanging with us. We got to get out of here. Have a great day. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move. And always remember, if your dreams don't scare you, then don't go it. They're just not big enough. A shout out to Liam Hendricks for beating cancer. We are out of here. We'll see y'all on Monday. God bless you. And so long, everybody.
Have a good weekend, everybody. This segment of Into the Boom Shakalaka is brought to you by Bronze God Fedoras. For the best coverage for your Chrome Dome, trust in Bronze God Fedora.